You're live. Oh, it has new features. I guess so many people are live streaming now that they had to do a new version of it that let you know that you're doing the right. Oh, you're live. Like it didn't used to say that. I'm like, good. Is I couldn't tell. Okay, Mr. Hogan, I'm just setting this up because we're going to have class outside, and that means they're going to come in, and I don't want them to have to set up the live streaming when they come in. So you're going to have an hour of dead nothing going on, except maybe our warm up here, because we're going to wait for one more student before we go outside. Okay, this is the school phone. Oh, Mr. King is coming to class today. Hey, I set up the live streaming because I'll tell you later. But anyways, it's rolling right now. But since we'll be in the park, we don't have to come back and try to set it up.
I'll go.
Yeah, if you want to, if you feel comfortable, Yeah, we'll wait for you. We're just gonna bow in and just do a little warm up, and then we're gonna walk to the park. Also, kind of wait for Miss Sutcliffe because that's her schedule too.
Yes, sir.
She gets here straight from work. Thank you. About third and second degree. Welcome. Let's start some warm up, and like I said, we'll just transition outside. I have been talking to my friend who runs a school in Houston. We both come inside as our teacher. That's how we met, is that we were both taking classes with him at the same time, although I was driving from here to Houston. And he actually lived there, so he's the one that mostly got beat up on the videos. He's one of the guys that you see on the videos. His name's Blue. And I always say it's Shintonko, but then he corrected me once. I'm almost completely sure that's... Anyways. So, and I just asked, is there another like loud job that you would recommend, like if we were going to do something a little different? He said it was his, and so like the one he practices every day, because he loves loud John. He does it every day. But then he says, okay, well, how about this? He says, really, you should look at Chen Jun Lei's. Chen Jun Lei's alive, and I have taken a class with Chen Jun Lei. His form of Chen reminds me a bit of Yang. Yeah, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think I might be okay with that. But like when he was working with us on spiral energy and Chan Sijing, I went down to San Antonio with Miss Peters, who used to work for me here. We did a weekend training with him. And that was the only thing, was like, okay, well, his corrections are making me do Yang style. In the feeling of it. Only in the feeling of it, not the big stances were still there. Okay. Inside. I wonder if Miss Sutcliffe come out that door right there. I'll have to get used to that. And switch. gonna go in the park. We're gonna go in the park. So after you're done changing, like 2 more. And switch. All right. I'm gonna do we'll do the Chansijing and the other ones in the park. And grab anything you want to bring with you. I saw her in the parking lot. That's why we're going to be in the park. She's been to the park. She knows where it is.
Go the front way. for letting me know. And I'm like, I'm not like, did I say something? Yeah, Venus. Oh, maybe Miss Burns too. Yeah, we'll start in just a minute. Latch on it. There was, but now there still is. Sure, that's fine. It's still cold, that's a good sign. Oh, so just a little etiquette. There's always been someone in here who already knows this, so I've never had to say this, but we haven't really figured out which side of the room is going to be our bow-in person. So usually I'll look at someone, and after I bang the gong, just say, bow to senior head instructor. That's all. But you knew that already, probably, but I don't know if I explicitly said it. So sometimes people are like, what do I say, bow to headmaster? Like, yeah.
Bow to senior head instructor.
Thank you, ma'am. Bow to beginner students. Welcome. All right, and before we begin, we do have one award. Mr. Don Fleming up front, please.
John.
Oh, did I say Don?
I can't tell with masks, but it's John.
Thank you. Mr. Fleming. Got that part right. All right. Oh, almost touched the ground. You go ahead and put your hands out. You almost sing along with me?
Yes, sir.
All right, the journey.
Journey 1,000 miles begins with one step. Congratulations on taking that first step.
Sorry. Yes.
Okay, so then we always do a quick photo, and hold your breath and pull your mask down for 2 seconds so that everyone can get to know your faces on our board. So, 1, 2, 3. Got it. Resume.
You don't need to know my face. Why am I taking my mask off?
Well, because, it's more personal. And I'm going to send you an email about the uniform. I heard you had a question about it, so I'm
Actually, payment and everything too.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
All right. Excellent. Let's begin with some deep breath and relaxation before we get back into our form work today. Let the eyes close and then soften the eyes a little bit so they're not closed like in concentration or anything, closed in relaxation. You can have your lips lightly sealed and teeth gently meshed together if you like. It can help with the breath. You can even take the tip of your tongue and put it against the roof of your mouth right behind the front teeth. If you just want it. It's a good place. Feel your breath begin to deepen within the body. Feel your breath begin to slow with that depth. the other way today. So begin focusing on the feelings in the bottoms of the feet. See if you can feel through the feet with the kind of attention you would feel. You might feel the body sway above the feet, but between the feet and the floor, feel almost a seal or a root growing in, connecting. Soften through the legs a little bit. Make sure the knees are not locked. Feel soft in the knees. Feel an even amount of weight through each leg. Relax the waist and hips. Relaxing through the stomach and lower back, feel the breath move easily. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out slowly. Relax through the upper back, chest, shoulders. Feel the neck relax. And feel the head sort of lightly balanced on the neck. Relax through the face. And bring your attention to the very top of the head. Just the sensation at the topmost point you can feel as you breathe the next few breaths. And the next time you breathe out, just release by lowering the hands and opening the eyes. Okay, let's separate our feet for a little bit of embracing horse. Do a slightly shorter one. Since we started a little late. Yeah, come on through. Bend your knees, sink down. You can even walk through the middle, it's all right. Yeah, that's no problem. In your embracing horse posture, round the knees out. Tuck the pelvis under. Hold on just about 60 more seconds. Release, straighten the legs, lower the hands. Circle the arms up, breathe in. Push palms down, breathe out. Okay, let's review from the top. The first section, the Yang style Tai Chi 108 form. Okay, let's call the names back too. Step left. Come in. Ward off right. Ward off left. Ward off right. Pull back and press.
Pull back and press lips.
Push. Single width. Lift hands. Strike with shoulder. We just previewed it, but let's try it. White crane spreads wings. And release. Let's do all that one more. Look to start from the same sort of relaxed, neutral feeling in the body. And let's, instead of callbacks this time, I'll just talk about some other stuff as we move. So for step left, sink. Let the foot go out about a shoulder width, remember. Sink a little more. So feel your body settle down, kind of like you're embracing horse kind of depth. Commencement, lead with the wrists. Let the arms float, I say. It tells you the arms should feel pretty soft. Ward off, form that circle with the right hand on top. Turn the right toes out. The body turns right, yeah. Ward off left, shift. Step, think of that step test, how far to step. Shift the weight, then turn the body, let the hands switch. Feel that double dragons alignment, weight more on the front leg, on the back. And then the right palm will just kind of face the floor. Ward off right, again, turn to the left, form the circle, left on top. Step in with the right, think of your step test, step out. Shift steadily, evenly, turn the body, switch the hands. Now the right arm is kind of rounded out in that ward off position, and the left is just a palm forward. Good, yeah, good. Pull back and press, turn the waist, shift the weight in the body. Turn the waist, let the hand follow the turn, kind of like swings around. Support the wrist, turn, and press. Follow through. Shift back, sink the elbows. Think double dragons if you remember Nate Kung. Shift forward and push. All right, single whip. Shift back, turn. Let the arms turn with the body. Let the toes turn with the body. Shift to the right. Form the circle. Feel the weight more on the right than on the left. Turn the body, release the left heel. Got your beak out as sort of a counterbalance as you step in, step back. Think double dragon's foot placement again. Shift your weight, lift the hand, turn the body. The beak just kind of hangs out. Lift hands. The hands come down first before they lift. Turn the left toes just a bit. Shift your weight, turn the body, open the arms. Close the arms, set the heel down. Think 90% of the weight sitting back in that kind of tucked in pelvis alignment, 10% in the heel. Strike with shoulder, lower the arms, turn the left palm up, step in, step forward, shift forward, strike with shoulder. Good. Hold there. Good. Yeah, there you go. we'll just do it a few times and see what we need. So wide crane from here, turn to the left, and the arm kind of comes along like it's swinging along. Then turn to the right, and step up with the left, I say toes, but it's really the ball of the foot. And at the end, be so light in that left foot that just like you're pushing a button on the floor, or just like a 1/10% of your weight. And then the right is blocking the sun, the left is patting the dog. And release. Okay. Let's do this actually. Are there any questions on the moves before the wide crane spreads the wings? And that would include strike with shoulder. Before that, it would include lift hands. Before that, it would be single lift.
I guess for lift hands, I think maybe she brought up one of the other classes.
Yes, sir.
Is it the likely guitar, the posture? Is it,
Good.
is there some difference?
Right, yeah. So as far as the final position, if you flipped it to the other side of the body and turned it 90 degrees, it would be the same in the way we're doing it, right? But the actual move is different because the move is the intention and what it's doing to get there, right? So lift hands, lift hands is there's an attack here and I'm sort of lifting the hands to deflect it and then striking forward. Right? Guitar is a little different, which is later in the form, because I'm coming back and opening and then closing as an attack. So it's different motion sort of in the hands, but and different motion in the hips and the rest of the body, but it just ends up in a similar position.
Okay,
Does that answer your question?
it does.
Yeah. And you'll find this is sort of a common thing in martial arts. Basically having one hand protecting the other elbow, because having someone control your elbow can be a pretty bad thing, right? So usually this is what you'll see is just like one hand kind of protecting the other. Yeah. Cool. Does that make sense? Excellent. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah, you're very welcome. Any others? Okay, let's start from a good strike with shoulder and then just do some wide crane spreads wings, and then I'll let you take a look at it after that. So, yeah, this is one of those moves where it could be in a line pretty much. Usually I'd say shoulder width or out a little bit. This one's pretty much in a line, at least heel to heel. Left toes turned out a little bit, right toes forward, and then shift that weight forward, feel the right leg bend. Turn so you're sort of leading with your hip and shoulder, and we'll put the hands in place. Very good, yeah, very good, very good. Okay, let's review. This will be our starting position for a couple minutes, so let's do wide crane spreads once again. Turn to the left, turn to the right, step up with the left foot. And reset. Notice the right foot never moved. Yeah. Couple more times. Turn to the left, turn to the right, step up with the left ball, left toe. Check your weight. How about one more time, reset. And begin. Turn, turn, step. And release. Okay, why don't you come check it out from the front? So I'll keep the orientation the same within the room, but you get to see whatever you were not able to. I'll come back from the room too. Okay, all right. That's not part of the move. Yeah, thank goodness. All right. Yeah, I don't know if there's much. This is one of the moves where it's kind of, there's less to see. Well, it's true of a lot of moves. There's less to see than it feels like is going on. So, do you have any questions on this one? We didn't really talk about it much in this class.
I think it's when you're going to your left,
Mm-hmm.
you're coming back against the arm. So it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Say turn left,
Yeah.
you're moving, you're sort of over under the line.
There's some tricky things going on in the arms, yeah. So this is the first move, I think. Well, no, not the first, but have you heard the idea in Tai Chi that you generate power from the waist? Have you heard that idea? Well, that's an idea you hear a lot if you haven't already. So it's all about turning the waist. That's where a lot of the power is generated. So this is one of those moves where I'm turning the waist and really you just see the arm kind of coming along with it. Like if you were just swinging and letting the waist turn, it's kind of coming along like that. So it comes along a little ways, but it gets to about here and then I start turning the other way with my waist.
So about, when it gets to about, I guess, waist, and you start to turn?
Yeah, so yeah, let's watch it again and make sure I'm not, sometimes when I put words to it, it changes a bit, so let me just make sure. Yeah. Common mistake here, to try to get that feeling of turning, sometimes people will shift their weight off and then it's off balance coming up, right? So make sure you keep your weight, to try to feel through it, make sure you keep your weight over that right leg mainly, at least. You don't have to be too far, or you don't want to be too far, but feel your weight's pretty solid in that leg while you turn to the left. And you'll just test your waist turn a little bit. And then when you turn the other way, you let your body come with, you let the left hand kind of come behind, come down, I mean. It looks like I'm going back here, but really I'm sort of coming up past it.
So when your foot touches, you want this hand sort of kind of be in line with that touch.
Oh, timing wise?
Yes.
Yeah, it will sort of all come to a stop at the same point. And that's, I think, probably just a matter of practice. I haven't really thought about that a lot, but you're correct, yeah. It's like the right arm starts it off, but then everything kind of stops at the same time. It might come a little farther. It's not like we're requiring it to stop together, but it'll naturally sort of come to a rest like that. Good, yeah, any others? That's good. Let's see, anything else to say that will help. If you like imagining applications, this would be sort of a block up from an attack, and maybe a kick, like trying to get out of the way of the kick, coming up to the groin, and then getting my own kick. That's actually the application for this. It's kind of crazy, but it's like the two attacks, like a punch, a kick, and then my kick. So, the stepping up is the my kick. Cool. Too much information? Just enough? All right, let's practice a little bit. Yeah, try to get into it. I'm gonna come around and just do a quick check. Because you'll hear me say this a lot too. If you're in a slightly off starting position and then still do the move exactly correctly, it still won't be correct because it's starting in the wrong place. Yeah, no one's doing strike with face. Good. Strike with shoulder, not strike with face. And still with instruction, there's not much instruction, but turn to the left. Turn to the right, step up the left. Hold there. And in both arms, it's not maybe obvious, but they kind of have that rounded, connected, almost embracing horse sort of feel to them. Yeah, good, good. Just let this hand turn around a little bit. Elbow just relax there. It's kind of by your side. Yeah, yeah, there you go. Good. Relax the heel down just a little bit. Yeah, should be a little better.
Yeah.
And release, yeah. Reset, let's do it a couple more times. And begin, turn. Turn the other way. Release the left foot. Let it come to a rest. Feel your balance. Feel your right thigh probably working pretty hard. One more time. And begin. Okay, reset one more time. You just see it. Copy someone you can see if you need to. And begin. Okay, cool. Let's do something different with this one. Release. Yeah, good job. Let's break it down. And in Tai Chi, we don't usually separate. Isolation is a way to work things out. Like you might work just your punches in some martial arts. You might work just your stances for a while, and then you might combine them to get full body power. We hardly ever do that in Tai Chi. We hardly ever do one hand or one hand. But let's try doing the hands separately with this move. All right, so try to get it here, strike the shoulder, and then you can just put your left hand behind your back, or you can just, if you can not use it, that's fine. So from here, turn to the left, and it'll start to come up with your palm, and then turn to the right, and it'll just come up naturally, round out. Yeah, good, one more time. Turn, try to feel the waist connect to the hand, yeah. Turn the other way, step up. Hold there. Right leg, good, yeah. Yeah, good, there you go, yeah. Okay, release. All right, let's do it the other way. Now, put the right hand. It's hard to know. Which hand is which? I don't know anymore. So, you're going to turn to the left. You might just release the left hand a little bit, and then turn to the right and just sort of step up past it. Doesn't feel like it does much. Feels a little weird. It's okay. Put it back. Turn to the left. You might not see anything happen, but do kind of release the hand a little bit, and then turn to the right. Step up. Okay, release. Let's do both together. Okay. Turn to the left. Turn to the right. Step up. And release. That's a lot of work on the right leg. Shake it out a little bit. I would say we should try to do the mirror image, but I don't want to confuse the wiring. So just do some left leg squats or something. So, all right. Any questions about the white crane? Okay. We don't really have time to do another move. Let's go from the top at least one more time, and I'm going to do kind of like last class. We'll preview the next move just to put it in the brain, but don't try to remember it today. Well, don't try. You don't have to remember it today. No pressure is what I mean. That's what I'm trying to say. And let's go back to calling names back just to help memorize. Begin, step left.
Step left.
Kaminsky. Ward off right. Ward off left. Ward off right. Good. Pull back and press. Push. Single whip. Yeah, lift hands. Strike with shoulder. White crane spreads wings. And release. Not pretty quite yet. So I just wanted to talk about breath for a second. There is, at some point, we will learn how to breathe for each of these moves. It's kind of a lot to try to memorize with learning the moves at the same time. But as a general rule, breathe deeply, slowly, smoothly, long, deep, slow, smooth breath as you do the moves. Just don't hold your breath. Try not to breathe shallow up in the chest. Right? Any questions about that? It's not very specific, but it's better than trying to get too specific. Okay, so we have enough time. We can go over a minute. Let's do all that once more, and then we'll preview that next move. Okay. Take a deep breath. Begin. Just move together. You might think of the idea of the head as lightly balanced on top of the whole system of the body, not held in place by tension. elbows relax. They're sinking down a little bit. Just a preview from here. Turn to the left, right hand by left elbow. Turn to the right, left hand by right elbow. Sink down and step in with the left foot. Step out to your double dragon's posture as best you can feel it out. Shift to the left. Turn to the left, brush by the left knee and push with the right. So the left hand will just be by the knee and the right will be pushing. Yeah. And brush knee push is the name of the move. Brush knee push. And we'll work on that more next class. Brush knee push. Any last questions, comments, suggestions? Cool. That's about our basic training. We follow the 5 parts: faith, respect, perseverance, patience, and humility. Thank you, ma'am. About 2 beginner students. All right, basic training dismissed. Very good. If you're getting Black Sash training, get a drink, come back out. Otherwise, have a great weekend. Yeah, yes. Well, all legs are in order. All the way back, and either, I think, right's sort of unofficially women's. I don't know how. There's no signs on them. And then, yes, you can change it. At the end of the hall, on either side of the restroom, that's how she said. All right. Okay, so let's just quick review what they all are. Like word off right, word off left. Right? Just analyze it real quick. Would be the first one is from in front, right? And then this is the ward off where you just kind of get out of the way. Yeah, and then you grab, step in, and I'll do it. That's it. Let's go into punch rush. So yeah, so you punch, ward off this way, I grab, step in, and then ward off left. Yeah. So, hammer behind it. Ward off right, grab. Yeah. Good on that? You can try it a few more times just to do it. Just play. It's like your force energy is keeping you away. All right, good on that one? Okay, and yeah, the next one is the sucker punch, where it's stepping in, whoa, then I take you up, and then I come in here, and I flip the hand, there you go, yeah. And then you'll shift back with it, turn, yeah, get it at the end. And then, yeah. And then if that doesn't work, I resist, then you put your arm here. Yeah, it should be right in there. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I feel good, I'm sore there, sorry. It's not. I did that thing I don't do, yeah. Didn't know that, okay. And then, do you want to see push real quick?
Yeah, I was just wondering actually.
Oh, you did push, okay, cool. So you're good on that.
So it's like, right?
Yeah, I'm coming in like this, yeah. The one, okay. You want to go on to a new one for you? Does that be fun? All right, so single whip. Single whip. Well, it's still tight. Okay, so single whip, let's do a pretend together. So this crazy running punch comes in from kind of off center a little bit. It's a left punch, or it's their left, right? So you're gonna shift back. This one feels kind of chin at first. You go with their punch. Then sort of the end of travel, let's see, it's hard to do. Oh yeah, so at the end of travel, you're gonna grab. You're gonna shift and turn. This, but the circle is actually a handoff of their wrist into your beak. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is big. It's too much. Yeah, it's a left, yeah. So the punch punch comes in, it's crazy running punch, I'm gonna swing you around this way, I'm gonna grab, I pull you back this way, and then into this hand, so it's kind of
Am I
up.
like the movement or something?
You may just be like out there, right? So I'm gonna have you here, and then I'm gonna strike here, so it's stretching between your arm, yeah, so this is the, yeah, so you just, and when we do it on people, we end up just pushing on the jaw and pulling on the wrist. So, can't really do that tension thing.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go forward. The next one is lift hands. Do that. We can do that with a pole, if you want. Okay, so lift hands is from in front. So the setup would be on a single lift, I lower the arms, and here comes the attack from the face, and I go, ah! And it wouldn't knock that hard if it was your arm, right? Yeah. So I'm just gonna get here, and then basically this would be your elbow. I would disconnect enough to strike to the face.
Okay, so check that elbow to get it on.
Yeah. Because after you do the lift hands, you're in contact with them, and you just take it off, and then you're just separated, and then they can't feel the hand connection. Because if I go from here, stuck to your arm, to striking,
So
you can sense it.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So the down is kind of just like,
It's a setup.
Yeah.
It's like, my hands are already up, I can't lift, so to connect the moves, I'm gonna drop them. And it's just gonna go 1, 2, 3. Last third down.
Yeah, sir.
And we'll try it. This is, so you're here, left. So it's another one where it's like, almost like a sucker punch. You're like, oh.
check it.
Yeah. And it would be like, yeah, it would be like that part of your arm right there, exactly. And then just touch.
Push it off.
Uh-huh,
I guess.
exactly. You just go boom, boom. That's it.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Then when they're asking about guitar and how this is different, it's like, you'll really know when you do the application. Yeah. What's that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay, so not doing,
Yeah.
I guess this one.
And that gets to just using the arm versus feeling the opening of the body, that one aspect of Tai Chi where the chest just opens a little bit. Yeah, that's it. And also there's,
You,
yeah.
you're aiming for,
When we do it with partners, we just pretend to go for the nose and stop, basically. Yeah.
very self-defense, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Your hand out there. Yeah. Boom, boom, yeah, that's it. Want to pretend to practice it a few more times? Mhm. Good. And luckily, I just hang out while you do this. Yep. And then, I guess just to connect it back to the form, just that feeling of open, close. Even though the close kind of is like boom, 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 it's still try to feel it like, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
I mean, I guess even the foot too, if you're doing it, you don't really need to, because you're so close, you wouldn't really need to step in the.
You're right, practically, the only thing I would say otherwise is that there's a connection between,
The falling into it.
yeah, like that 10% of the weight you put is almost like the starting of the momentum of the close. So that's the only part, is just to connect that, if that makes sense. And then what students will do typically is they will shift. And then we do a whole thing of correction of like, no, it's like when you slam on the brakes and everything in your car flies forward, this is you're starting, you're slamming on the brakes and your hands fly forward.
Yeah,
So we do that whole lesson.
Because they wouldn't, that wouldn't make sense for the application.
Right. Yeah, dude. And then, you're still keeping back, it's still like defensive.
Yeah, keep them away from you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you can see without kind of knocking my arm at the side. It's kind of in the way there.
Uh-huh.
That's the check for that. Mhm. Cool. Okay, you want to look at another one?
Sure.
All right, so let's just keep going through them.
We'll go back to this.
Exactly, yeah, and then, you know, you can see it's more challenging for, you know, yeah. Cool, okay, so brush knee push is the next one, and the scenario for this one is, we've done it a few ways. One way, we just do a bunch of punches and keep blocking them until we attack. I just like to do it with one, just to keep it a little less goofy. Okay, yeah, let's orient it like the form. So basically I would be here, and I would kind of have my one turn already, and then right punch would come in, and I would go here. I would drop my weight, take you down with me, and then I would shift and push you, so you'd be kind of off balance. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we talk about how in self-defense, this would really be brush and strike. It would be a lot more like your tiger or leopard and tiger. But it ends up, in class, we end up doing the push so we can actually feel the legs uproot the other person and take them off. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. So it would be like, boom, sink, twist, push. Yeah, cool. You wanna try it? So, here, you have your one turn. Yeah. You can do it with 2 punches, but yeah.
So we're not blocking
Mm-hmm.
and then push.
Yep.
Okay.
And when you do it, we would emphasize like, just drape your hand on their punch. And then drop your weight, and then turn your body so they're not smacking it too far out of the way. But
It makes me wanna like.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Just to
a,
keep you
yeah.
as I drop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's sort of. Mhm. Yep. If I'm doing it, like, I'll say, so some students really want to connect to the form. I say, first turn to the left, and then it starts there.
Oh, okay.
And then some students are okay with it being a little more neutral. It's like, start from here,
Yeah.
you can do it, but you can do whatever you like.
Just because I'm still trying to
Yeah.
use it.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Good, yeah. A couple more times. Good. Yeah, cool. And then the only other thing is the left hand stays connected through the push. So it has this, so it's like twisting and pushing. And this is where you would probably even more want to hook, but just the friction of your outward turn keeps you on my fist. So, yeah, so it come here, and it would be, that's right. So it's kind of doing both, and it gives like a little twisty feel to it.
So I'm still moving out of my,
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, there. Cool. One more. Yeah. Brushing, push, or brushing, twist step. That twistiness. Yeah. Let's do the moves. Again, just to put the application back into the moves. So let's do them all from here. So just imagine we've got our ward off right, ward off left. Here we've got our ward off right, roll back, then resist, we've got our press, come back one more time, got our push, single whip. Hard to imagine, deflect the punch, grab it, whip it back, step, strike to the neck.
yeah, that one was practice.
That one needs a really cooperative attacker.
Yeah.
And then the last one, or not second last, lift hands, don't get hit. Connect the elbow strike. Strike the shoulders, not one of the ones we do. White crane is, but it's weird. Oh, I skipped that one. Probably my mind was like just weird. And then here we go. You could imagine 1 punch, 2 punch if you want. Block and strike. Yep. Was that all I was imagining it? I couldn't tell if you were. Were you able to kind of picture it all?
Yeah, it helps
Cool.
to, I mean, that always helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's let's make it official. Do our life skill. Path of self-mastery requires a focused mind. Focused mind sees no obstacles. Path of self-mastery requires a focused mind. Focused mind sees no obstacles. Path of self-mastery requires a focused mind. A focused mind sees no obstacles. And we don't have to, but okay, box test training dismissed. Bow to each other. And master's path, starting a second. I've heard people do watch these videos later, so I'm trying to not be so flippant when I see no one's on. It's like, hey, 2 people are watching right now, so that's even better.
Are you teaching class tonight?
Yes.
Oh, great. Good Tai Chi.
We're in between.
Oh, there's no music tonight.
Oh, no, that was nice, Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right. We're doing Repulse Monkeys last time.
Yes,
And we'll get those again.
yes, I forgot.
There's a good reason to look at them again. So fist under elbow, starting position, yep. And I'll just do the whole review in case anyone watching hadn't heard the first time through. Turn to the right. Extend the arms in a relaxed but extended fashion, not too limp or anything. Sink the elbows, which is also sinking the body really. You'll turn back forward and release the left foot. Step back, the ball of the foot, put the heel down, don't turn it in too much. You want that small angle. Shift back, turn to the left, switch the hands, turn the right toes in. And I didn't talk much about the weight, you just kind of did it. But it is a little more on the back leg, but it's not like really shifted back. It's just feeling substantial in the back leg.
Yeah, I kind of just followed
The moment, yeah, it's kind of the naturalness of the move there. Yep, very good. Turn to the left, extend the arms, sink elbows, step in, step back, put the heel down, shift the weight, turn, extend. I went chin the last one, sorry about that. Sink elbows, step in, step back, heel, shift, turn. And yeah, it is palms down, and then they sort of turn up. From chin style, it's hard to, from the like whirling wind arms, it's confusing. But let's do it again. Sink elbows, step, shift, turn, sink elbows. Step, heel, shift, turn, sink elbow, Doesn't seem like what?
Like, it doesn't seem like the foot goes first or that anything really goes first.
So, unless I'm misunderstanding you, I may be smoothing it out like a lot. So, I need to stay in my beginner teaching, even though, yeah, okay, so, maybe just watch one time, and I'll try to clear up the order of the shifting and turning and stuff, and then I'll show you smooth again and see if that makes sense, maybe. So, I might be misunderstanding, of course, so sorry if that's happening.
Okay, I saw it.
Does that make sense? Was it just me smoothing too much?
No, it wasn't. I was, the last turn in,
Uh-huh.
I was thinking, okay, when do I turn? And it falls with the back, and that's when it's also, I guess, when your waist, you have to turn that foot.
Yeah,
That's what I was,
Yeah.
it's all connected. I was just making sure that,
yeah, good, yeah. It's like, I get my
I
root
mean,
on
it's
my
not a
back.
chamber, but it's like, okay, so it's gotta turn, because you're.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, because the waist turn pulls one in and smacks the other one out, yeah.
Yeah.
Not smack, but yeah, it pushes the other one out. And if you can think of a wheel in this direction too, I think that makes sense to me, thinking of the circle in that direction, so it's kind of like, it sets up the next one. But yeah, it is the waist. Yeah, cool. Is that, oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Why don't you copy me one more time and I'll let you do a little practice on your own, just to see how you feel about it. Yeah, so the strict order of operations would be turn, sink, step, step, shift, turn. Yeah, turn, sink, step, step, shift, turn. Turn, sink, step, step, shift. All right, try a few on your own.
I always step back straight, that's my problem. I need to step back everything.
End up in a line, kind of straight.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, I think we talked about if your feet are kind of parallel at that 20-degree angle, then when you step in, if you step back straight from the hips and then take the heel in, you'll be about in the right place. Yeah. The first one's different, unfortunately. Yeah.
This one's just here, right?
Yeah, it should be a little bit more back. So that, yeah, there. Yeah. So the first one feels like more of a reach, and then the rest feel more like a natural step back. And then drop the heel in just slightly from there. So now yeah, and a little less actually. Yeah.
I feel like that's not my problem. But
No, that's correct. Yep. Take the heel in a little bit more. See, most people have the opposite problem, but you're not turning early. Everyone turns early, and they end up like this. So you're being very careful, but just taking it a little more. And then the toes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There it is.
That's
Yep.
what I remember to do,
Yeah.
and turn. That.
There you go.
Okay, because the arms, for me on this, is not that difficult.
Yeah.
This is the foot placement.
It is, yes, yeah, totally. And then, if you want another layer, another wrinkle to make it feel a little more Tai Chi, think of like defensively, like crouching back. So it'll have more of a sort of sunk, like hip sitting back defensive kind of, like, you know, like
Okay.
that kind of feel, like retreating, but not so. slight early turn, so, yeah.
That's when I had a little bit. Sorry.
After doing chin style for an hour, I can't imagine how. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, better, yeah. Good, yeah, that was good.
That's it, okay. It's just
That's right, just the three.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't be as confused as when I actually get to it later on.
We're almost like nailing it in this class alone, so, that's, yeah. That's usually a 2 or 3 class move. All right, let's go ahead and, unless you have any other questions right now, let's go ahead and bow out our masters. Thank you, man. Now, 2 beginner students, anyone else watching? Masters practices.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It sounds like something. It's a great marketing name. Because really, I don't think it's a real island, right? It's like a sandbar. I think so, yeah. You just put a bunch of sand out there and made it call it an island. I mean, everywhere works. I think they built it. I know. It doesn't seem sturdy. Yeah, you think that would get taken out by like some blades or something? Over time it will, for sure. Nothing holding it down. You notice the new sign right there?
Yes, yes.
I just saw that today. Was it up yesterday?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whatever.
The same day
Oh, okay.
as in the sign.
Okay.
You put a little video up on the thing.
Looks good. Cause you never had that at the old one.
It was a different
It was just like a light on sign.
Yeah, and those letters.
Yeah. Did you notice the new sign?
The old signage.
I guess it was there yesterday. I didn't notice it.
Yes. Yesterday.
I was just like, was casually like looking up. I was like, oh yeah, there's a new sign on there.
Yeah, the old one was just static.
Right, right.
Used to not even be anything up there.
Really?
Yeah, because there was a giant hole in the roof, and then they wanted to put, yeah, they put a new roof, and then you put the sign up.
Okay.
Life heat working today.
Good.
Was Stacy able to follow along?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, she went to a different video for the beginning, then she came back to it.
Okay.
So, but she basically did like 2 classes.
Bow in.
Sir.
Bow in, start. Bow to advanced, intermediate, and get your little students, and then everybody home. Right, get our warm up.
Sir.
75 jumping jacks.
Yes, sir.
Begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push-up position. First set, it's gonna push-ups.
Yes, sir.
Begin. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. Rest kneeling.
Yes, sir.
I'm sad we have no music tonight.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Stacy thought it was like playing in the dojo.
I didn't even know if it would get picked up by the
It's pretty strong.
camera, huh?
You're like jazz cage.
You have a jazz class?
Yeah.
Bye, sir, goodbye.
Sir. All right, second set.
Yes, sir.
Begin. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. Rest kneeling.
Yes, sir.
For some reason, I thought it was gonna be cold in the school.
Cozy in here.
Yeah. In the past, it has been. It's like if it gets cold outside, then the old school would get really cold. Had, some nights where people would actually show up and they'd do their warm-up with coats on. I don't know, is that, that's usually a Tai Chi thing though.
I haven't seen any jackets yet, but
But I mean, in the old school, we had,
oh, yeah.
people would wear their jackets in class during the warm-up. Right, sir. All right, last set.
Yes, sir.
Begin. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. On your back, bicycle crunches.
Yes, sir.
First set of 25.
Yes, sir.
Begin.
1,
1,
sir.
2, sir.
3, sir.
4, sir.
5, sir.
6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. Rest.
Yes, sir.
Second set.
Yes, sir.
Begin.
1, sir.
2, sir.
3, sir.
4, sir.
5, sir.
6, sir.
7, sir.
8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir.
19, sir. 20, sir. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir.
Rest.
Sir.
Last set.
Yes, sir.
Begin.
1,
1,
sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir.
Sit up.
Yes, sir.
Feet straight out in front.
Yes, sir.
Reach up. Bend forward, touch your toes.
Yes, sir.
1, sir.
2,
2,
sir.
sir. 3, sir. 4,
4,
sir.
sir.
5, sir. 6,
sir.
7, sir. 8,
Sir.
9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. Bend one leg in.
Yes, sir.
Reach up. Bend forward, touch your toes.
Yes, sir.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. Switch legs.
Yes, sir.
Reach up. Bend forward, touch your toes.
Yes, sir.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. Bottoms of the feet.
Yes, sir.
Push the knees down. Back straight, head held high. Bend forward, touch your nose to your toes, or as low as you go.
Yes, sir.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. Sit up.
Sir.
Feet wide.
Yes, sir.
Hands up.
Yes, sir.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir.
4,
4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. Reach to one side.
Yes, sir.
Reach to the other side.
Yes, sir.
Reach to both sides. Widen your stretch if you can. Touch your head to the floor as low as it'll go.
Yes, sir.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir.
sir.
4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. All right, we're gonna lift up and turn to our right side.
Yes, sir.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. Switch sides.
Yes, sir.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. All right, we're gonna come back to center. We're gonna push up 1, 2, 3. We're gonna walk it back. 4, Hands up.
Yes, sir.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3,
sir.
4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. Feet straight out in front.
Yes, sir.
Reach up. Bend forward, touch your toes.
Yes, sir.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. All right, we're gonna go onto our backs,
Yes, sir.
and we're gonna bridge up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
1, sir. No, it's no count. And back down.
Yes, sir.
Up your knees, we're gonna rock backwards, forwards, and up. Right. Lift it out. Okay. Crane breathing, attention stance.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
Stay tight.
Stay tight.
Hands up. Look left. Back to center. 1, 2, 3. Push. 1, 2, 3. Push. 1, 2, 3. Push. Jump. Down up. Feet together.
Yes, sir.
Right. One more time. Attention stance.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
Stay tight.
Stay tight.
It's okay. Make sure that those toes are pointed as much as you can. Hands up. Look left. Back to center. 1, 2, 3. Push. 1, 2, 3. Push. 1, 2, 3. Push. Jump. Down up. Feet together.
Yes, sir.
Right. Chin stance.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
Crane stances. High crane.
High crane.
Middle crane.
Little crane.
Low crane.
Low crane.
Monkey hop.
Monkey hop.
Bow stance left.
Bow stance left.
Cross stance right.
Cross stance right.
Clap. Bow stance left.
Bow stance left.
Crane stance right.
Crane stance right.
Dragon stance right.
Gravity stance right.
Feet together.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good set.
Sir.
Attention stance.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
High crane.
High crane.
Middle crane.
Middle crane.
Hey. Let's come in just a little bit so it's not straight out. Low crane.
Low crane.
Monkey hop.
Monkey
Hop,
hop.
Bow stance left.
Bow stance left.
Cross stance right.
Cross stance right.
Clap. Bow stance left.
Bow stance left.
Crane stance right.
Crane stance right.
Dragon stance right.
Dragon stance right.
Right leg a little straighter. You may have to come up in order to. Yes, there we go. There we go. Those hands look good. All right. And then up. Yeah, there we go. What I want to see is first to sink in the legs rather than sinking at the waist. Okay, good. Feet together.
Yes, sir.
Good job. All right. Good. One more time.
Yes, sir.
Attention stance.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
High crane.
High crane.
Middle crane.
Middle crane.
Low crane.
Low crane.
Monkey hop.
Monkey hop.
Bow stance left.
Bow stance left.
Cross stance right.
Cross stance right.
Hop. Bow stance left.
Bow stance left.
Spring stance right.
Spring stance right.
Dragon stance right.
Dragon stance right.
Feet together.
Yes, sir.
You guys wanna go a little faster? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so, this is a, catch my breath, I can say this. This is a, follow the leader style. So what I'll do is, I'll do our attention stance, stand tall. And then when I say begin, then I'll just go, okay? No verbal cues.
Yes, sir.
Right? And then, the objective is to try to keep up, you don't have to, okay? But, try as best you can.
Yes, sir.
I won't be going extremely fast, okay?
Yes, sir.
Take stance,
Yes, sir.
stand tall,
Yes, sir.
begin. Not too bad. Okay. Whew. Blocks, attention stance.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
Say Tay Tai Pei.
Tay Tai Pei.
Crane high block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you give a little bit more? Yes. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Feet together.
Yes, sir.
Oh, shake it out. Attention stance.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
Say Tay Tai Pei.
Tay Tai Pei.
Crane inside block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more. 1, 2, 3. Fingers gonna point up. No, sorry. I'm over. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Feet together.
Yes, sir.
I'm confused because on one side you're going up, and you're going down. It's okay. These are hard. Okay. They're hard.
Yes, sir.
Because the idea is coming up, you're hooking, and then you just kind of redirect it. You know, this is one of those ones where I need somebody to kick me in the face to kind of show how it works. Attention stance.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
Say Tay Tai Pei.
Tay Tai Pei.
Crane outside block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more. 1, 2. That elbow's gonna come all the way down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. 9, 10. Feet together.
Yes, sir.
Let me shake that out. So the practical reason for why we pull it in, and that is, if I were to do this, like if I were to block, and I were to do this, what would Mr. Hogan do to me?
Kick you in the ribs.
He'd kick me in the ribs. Exactly, he will kick me in the ribs, I know him. So that's what you're supposed to do in advanced class, just kick people in the ribs. But yeah, come down, check those ribs. Everybody caught their breath.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So last time we discovered we can do 10 of these with our masks on, didn't we?
Yes, sir.
All right. Usually we can't do 10 without the masks. Attention stance.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
Double high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, feet together. It's okay, it happens. We're starting to get a little tired. At first, everybody's landing at the same time. You're getting further along, kind of a pitter patter. Just kind of shows we're all jumping about the same height.
Yes, sir.
I think I explained at the beginning, it's like when we jump, we don't really jump that high. Humans aren't made for jumping really high. When you see a lot of those basketball players and jumping really high, those slam dunks, they're only coming like this far off the ground. And they just have that really long reach. There's advantages to being tall. Okay. Our next set were our two-handed blocks, okay? We just learned these on Tuesday. So our first one is going to be our high and low. So this is going to be a new block we're blocking down. It's still at a diagonal, the same way that our high was at a diagonal. Okay, and those fingers are turned all the way in.
Sir.
All right. Whew. Nice thing is that these go easy on the legs. Attention, stance.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
Say take time.
Take time.
Okay, so we're gonna go high and low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Feet together.
Yes, sir.
This one's the one that
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, both hands are doing something completely different, and it's hard to get your brain to do it. This one really is more of a muscle memory thing, especially when we start going fast, and it's like your hands just start doing this.
I always find this to be harder than this.
Yeah, that one can be harder depending upon your flexibility.
Yeah, I think maybe my wrists are just tight.
Yeah, I have a lot of students, as I'm coming through, it's like, probably like, maybe a quarter of the students, they can't get that hand to turn all the way in. They're up here. The more you do it, the more you're gonna get that flexibility. All right. Whew. Our next one was our side to side. So we were talking about the original Karate Kid movie where our high and lows paint the fence. So our high block and our inside block. Our outside block are basically sand the deck and then wax on, wax off. And then our side to side and our inside outside are paint the house. Okay, so this one we also refer to as it's the fishtail. So we're striking with that wrist on both sides. If I have somebody that wants to risk getting sick, I can show the application of this one. All right, Mr. Nelson, I will go ahead and you want to clean my wrists off. All right. So the idea here is that he's coming in. A lot of times what will happen is you'll have somebody that's kind of going into a flurry. They're kind of a blind grade. They'll just start punching. And so the idea here is you're just knocking these out of the way. You're okay?
Yes, sir.
That last one you kind of hard. I didn't mean to. But the idea is that you're hitting pretty hard, as hard as you can with that hard part of the wrist. And you're hitting with the hard part of the backside of the wrist. And yeah, you can see it on
A little red.
a little bit. It really didn't hurt me that much. I think I was more concerned with actually aiming.
Right. Yeah, it just throws your arm out of the way.
Yeah, it just knocks the arm out of the way. It keeps me from getting hit. And the idea is that you want to hit it as hard as you can. And like there was a few times where I was actually reaching a little bit more than I should have. Because really, that's about as far as I need to go to keep myself safe. Okay. How's your arms?
They're good.
They're good? Okay.
Those are nice. Make them tougher.
Just make some cover. We have an exercise that we refer to as iron body, where we just abuse each other. You know, we will. There's probably like 6 or 7 different exercises we do. The only thing we do is we just pound on each other really hard. It's safe and controlled, okay? Because wherever you're hitting, the other person's also getting hit. Okay, so we're going to start with that. We're going to be a crane beak on one side. It doesn't have to go out too far, but we don't want it to be in. It needs to be out. Same thing with that flat hand. Okay. So what we're doing is we're doing both sides at the same time. Just practicing that fishtail move. So it's flat palm and then a crane beak on the outside. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Attention stance.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
Say tay tie.
Stay tight.
Okay. We're gonna go inside to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make sure to keep that thumb in. This is gonna be hard. Yeah, there's too many things to have to keep up with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Feet together.
Yes, sir.
That's gonna be kind of one of those ones there. I may continually give you corrections on this one, or any of them. If you don't get them the first time we do the class, or the first time we do the rotation, that's fine. I'll just continue to harp on it, and eventually it's like you'll eventually get it, because I was a student once, and I understand kind of the way we think. It's just like you can only remember so many things. When we get to the punches and kicks, I think we've got like 40 different points behind the punch. You're not gonna remember them. Even the first year, you're not even gonna know. Okay. Our next one is our inside outside. It's basically the same thing. We're gonna start with those crane beaks, and then they're both gonna go in. Okay. When we go in, if you're a bit more advanced, your shoulders are gonna close in. Okay. And they're gonna open in and out. All right. It's the same movement, but we're doing them both at the same time. Okay. I think our left feet is stopped. Oh, it's low power. Somebody has unplugged it. There we go. I'm surprised it closed the feed for that. Okay. Inside. Attention stance.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
Say tay tie.
Stay tight.
Inside, outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, feet together.
Yes, sir.
We're out of time. Slide up.
Yes, sir.
All right. Bow out. We follow the 5 parts: faith, respect, perseverance, patience, and humility.
Bow to head instructor.
Bow to advanced, beginner, intermediate, beginner, and everybody at home. Right. Basic training is this. Relaxation training. Take a short break. When we come back, we're going to be working on that iron body.
Yes, sir.
Not iron body, but iron body. part of the section of 108.
Yes, sir. The other end,
The other Iron Body. Jacket is this.
it's been there for a couple days.
Totally like it. This guy is pretty small.
It's the chime. Did we get the chime back?
I guess we did.
Huh?
I think people like myself not get with their staff when it
Oh,
goes
yeah.
through with
Yeah. It's in a slightly different location, because I think in the other location,
This looks very cute.
it's like right in the middle of there, every time you come in, you hit it.
Okay, over.
Right, sir? Right now? We learn our target and left and target attention, right leg.
It goes left first.
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to the left, so
wanted
the
to make
left
sure
hand's gonna
that-
start. Let's move. One, let's just review it.
Yes, sir.
That's a good point, okay. We just learned it last time. You've slept twice since then. Stance.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
Say tape, tie, pay.
Hey, hi, wait.
Our twin daggers cut the bridge.
Twin daggers cut the bridge.
We're gonna start with that left. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. And our fifth one is gonna block down. We're gonna step and strike. Okay. And we're gonna start with that right hand. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the fifth one is gonna strike all the way down. We're gonna step and strike. Good. That answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
You're here and you come straight back here and bend here?
Yes, we're gonna come back to the middle.
So you just turn your torso.
I'm just turning.
That's all it is. There's no. Oh yeah, the foot, I guess.
Foot's gonna come back. We're coming back to that, horse stance.
So yeah, it's just like when we do like our tiger stance, like you do bow stance and you just step back.
Yeah, just step back to the blade.
Okay.
It's the same thing. We're just stepping back into place. All right. So to answer your question,
Yes.
doesn't sound like you did.
It does.
Oh.
I just learned
Can you,
My
can you
brain's
show
trying
me?
to reconcile.
Okay.
So like after we've done the fifth one and then we go here, can you show me the hands like from this side?
Let me go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Okay.
I was there. All right.
So it's just kind of almost like parallel to the ground, but like a little lower.
Yeah. The idea is that you're pushing down and you're striking. So
It's like somebody's like throwing like a punch, you're
you're throwing
guiding
the
it
punch,
down.
you're pushing that punch down, and then
strike. Okay.
and we're gonna see this, you're gonna see it again later in the tiger section as well. A similar stance.
This feels weird on this, coming back from there for some reason, because it feels like you're just.
Oh. It's, okay, so I'm not turned quite that much, and I'm not pushed that far. I'm more.
You're more
right here.
upright, yeah.
I'm gonna stand right here and see where my positioning is. Turn more to your right. And then, so. See where my hands are? And then, right, this hand, right about here-ish. Just pushing down, and it's gonna be a solid, yeah. Turn it up. And senior instructor will probably tweak it more. It's more of a, yeah, you're not here. You're right here. Yeah. So it's, and that's gonna be a little easier because you.
That's a staggered horse?
It's,
Or it's a bow?
it's a bow,
Okay.
but it's easy to kind of just switch that bow right into here.
It seemed like what was getting you off Mr. Huggins, that you were like
Yeah.
your torso was going.
Yeah, we're not going straight.
But I wasn't asking about that, what I was referring to is it feels strange to come back here and then start here.
Oh,
Because of the movement back, it seems,
well, you're just gonna, it's,
I mean, I'll take the correction.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just gonna, yeah, it's an immediate turn, and then you're going into that. so it shouldn't, I mean, it's gonna feel a little awkward.
Because it doesn't really flow.
No.
But yeah,
No.
I see what you're saying though.
It's just a reset.
Because you're here.
Because we're about to go here, which also doesn't flow into anything.
But I think it's still kind of that same circular motion, right? Because you're here.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of circling
Yeah,
back. Boom.
Yeah, it's just gonna come down.
Boom.
No, fine. Yes. I think that's pretty common for a lot of people who want to kind of push in that direction.
Right. Should go further.
Because we kind of get that same thing with the Tiger unit, where a lot of people want to go, after we've done our, if it's the cave, they'll want to go straight backwards.
This is one of those things, we didn't really work on this very much. We did like 2 classes of this and it was like on to the same.
Oh, from the Tiger
Or to
unit?
leopard, yeah. No, to leopard.
Oh, to leopard.
This is a lot.
Oh, no, this is good. This is your class. We will work on whatever you want to for as long as you want. I'm not gonna move you on until you guys are satisfied.
I was just saying, I've never had any corrections for any of these, this
Yeah.
portion.
Well, I mean, for the most part, like, if you're just learning it, it's just twirl your hands. You can mute that. Just twirl your hands a few times and then throw them out. I kind of want for this one to kind of get a good feel for it at the beginning, because like, once you've gotten used to just kind of doing circles with your hands, you can't
Right.
fix it.
I remember you showed me this one a long time before I knew the section.
Yes.
And you were like, yeah, like this one just looks kind of off if you don't have the application.
Yeah, if you don't have the application,
It looks kind of.
'cause there's this-
silly.
everything in Kung Fu looks silly if you don't have the application.
Right, that's very true. My wife reminds me of that all the time.
It all looks silly.
She always makes fun of the names of the moves.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that's just the name.
That's the names. Those are also the English translations.
Bro, I was like, it doesn't really translate.
No. It's kind of like they don't, this is one of those weird things I didn't know. There's a lot of cultures that, their word for blue and green is the same color. So for a lot of cultures, there is no distinction between the difference between the color of the ground and the color of the sky. They're the same color.
That's so weird.
Yeah, and so, the Chinese that the poems come from is that way. So it's like, we talk about the dragon leaves from the sea. Technically, it's, sometimes you'll hear they go, oh, the blue dragon leaves from the sea. Sometimes you'll hear green dragon leaves from the sea. Well, they're both correct. And sometimes you'll hear blue-green dragon leaves from the sea.
Just say both names.
Yeah, just say them both. You got all your bases covered. Or you can just admit the color, omit
Right,
the
yeah,
color.
don't give it a color.
Don't give it a color.
So there is a step back also, right?
Yes.
Probably would have. I think standing on the line a little bit.
The easiest way to do this is just to start on a line with that four stance. And you start with your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you just kind of, yeah, and then step off the line. Get back on line. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that the problem is you have to actually step back on the line to get that four stance.
I stepped back on it and then I didn't move my foot.
Yeah, that's. Whew, all right.
Is that the end of that section?
Nope.
And then there's
Because we end, because leopard starts here, right?
Yeah.
So you must have to end that way.
There's like 3 more moves.
Okay. I was making sure I remembered that part.
Yeah.
It is leopard next, right?
Yes, leopard is next. All right, let's go from the beginning.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Tension stance.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
Say tay tai.
Tay tai.
Sweep in front, sweep behind.
Sweep in front, sweep behind.
Raise the sun and moon.
Raise the sun and moon.
Vulture cools its wings.
Vulture cools its wings.
Double bow spears flower.
Double bow spears a flower.
Duck traverses water.
Duck traverses water.
Press 10,000 pounds. Double dragons leap from sea.
Double dragons leap from sea.
Establish an iron bridge.
Establish an iron bridge.
Soft bridge left.
Soft bridge left.
Soft bridge right.
Soft bridge right.
Hero holds a pie.
Hero holds a pot.
Scoop the moon from the bottom of the sea.
Scoop the moon from the bottom of the sea.
Crane flashes wings.
Crane flashes wings.
Crane folds wings.
Crane folds wings.
Twin daggers cut the bridge.
Twin daggers cut the bridge.
Tiger defends left.
Tiger.
Defends left.
A little slower. Tiger defends right.
Tiger defends right.
Good. Beat the other.
Yes, sir.
Kind of lost control of it, didn't I? Yes, that's gonna happen. Once you actually put it in place, it's like everything you learn just kind of goes out the window a little bit.
I've seen it in kids' class.
That's what I said. It's like, sometimes that's what we learn. It's just do some circles. I shouldn't joke.
It's okay.
It's because kids have they have a little bit of coordination problems. So not problems.
Yeah.
It's
That's not formed yet.
It's not formed yet. Yeah, they haven't developed that yet. So it's okay that as long as they're learning the sequence, and as long as they learn the application, doesn't really matter how many circles they do as long as they're doing some circles. I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to remember what the next one is. Not the next one, the one after the one. The tiger swing switch. All right, let's learn the last 3 moves. We've got like 2 minutes left.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's get it from the top. Let's just get it from the tiger defends right. Can you stance?
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
Say take time, pay.
Take time, pay.
Tiger defends right.
Tiger defends right.
And we're just gonna go, we're gonna pull those fists, those claws in. We're gonna go down with the right, and the left one's gonna come up by the right shoulder. Tiger defends behind.
Tiger defends behind.
Okay. Now we're gonna reset back into our force stance. We're gonna block out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tiger cleans its whiskers.
Tiger cleans its whiskers.
We're gonna make fists. With those hands, we're gonna hit our stomach. Fists are gonna come up by our ears, and we're gonna pull them in as we jump back into place. And we go end iron body.
And
End
body.
iron body.
End iron body. That's the name of the move. End iron body.
So the pounding, and then you,
Yep.
as you jump.
So we go. We start right here. Go. Hard for me to do this broken down. In. Yep. Grab. Fist. Strike.
It's a cool one. So it's like you're knocking on a door.
Yes, like you're not confident. That one probably has an application. Grabbing somebody, or it's also just an iron body application.
Yeah, so that makes sense. Is that supposed to be like pretty hard?
Yeah.
Those are a little similar to that duck versus water.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very
that's-
similar to duck versus water. Duck versus water is your 2 outside blocks and a grab. These are just outside blocks. And so, I want to make sure that there's a distinction here. Because we've had a lot of students, this especially happens with the children, simply because they don't have the motor coordination, is that our tiger defends our inside blocks, okay? Our tiger cleans their outside blocks, all right? So we learned we had that hook that we did on our inside block. Our outside block is going to spiral out.
It's the same as a regular tiger outside block, right?
Yes,
But,
except
but
that,
not the wet to sleep.
but there's no way to sleep on.
Okay.
So we're doing 6 of those.
I'm gonna have to find out what the actual count is on that. Doing it slow is not the same thing as doing it fast.
Yeah, it looks like 3 circles on each side.
I think it's 3 circles on each side. I think it's 6.
I know that's not.
I'm gonna get absolute clarification on that one. Actually, I think it's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right. Take a short break.
Yes, sir.
Grab your staff.
Yes, sir.
we're gonna do something dumb today.
Okay.
Whoever gets deleted first is gonna be at an advantage.
Okay, yes. Okay. Attention stance.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
Begin.
Good job.
Thank you, sir.
Alright, stay where you're at.
Sir.
What we're gonna do is, we're gonna move down this way a little bit, and then we're gonna turn around. Yeah. And we're gonna run it facing the other direction.
Yes, sir. Is Mr. Hogan leaving now?
Mr. Hogan is
Okay.
leading now. Yes. And it is okay to mess up.
Yes, sir.
Switch stance?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Stand tall.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Begin. Yeah. What is happening?
Yes, what is happening? Pull back,
Oh,
jump.
oh, there it goes.
Yeah. Switch your feet. Switch your feet into cat stance. There we go. Strike. Cat stance. Strike. You're gonna turn, face this way, yes. And then you're gonna do your lunge. Pull up, jump, strike down. Alright. Dragon stance. Strike forward. Pull back. Strike. Sweep. Diagonal strike. Pull in. Push. Pull in and then poke. There you go. Back. Poke. And then open up. Open up on the other side. Roll all the way around. There we go. Row 1, 2, 3. Cat stance. Strike. Row 1, 2, 3. Cat stance. Strike. Poke. Pull it all the way and turn all the way around. Around. Horse killer 1. Jump. Horse killer 2. Jump. Switch the feet. There you go. And salute. Good job. Woo.
It's like magical amnesia.
There you go. Take a short break.
Yes, sir. That's why I keep practicing out there. And I'll change parking spots.
I've seen that at the tournaments because people start practicing their form and it's like they can't remember it because the
Yeah, you're looking for the cues in the room.
environment's different.
Yeah. Oh.
How do you train that out? Just keep different places?
Just keep doing different places. The best thing that we've done in school is just to keep rotating. And then you just kind of start dropping the cues that you have in
Right.
the room.
Right.
We did that once where it's like, we had a routine that we were learning and we just kept rotating. We did that for like 3 weeks. And then Master Gohring's like, okay, well, now everybody's getting used to those cues. What we're gonna do is now we're gonna go diagonal, and then everybody messed up. Because once we started going diagonal, everybody kind of reset back to
Interesting.
parallel with the room.
Wow. Huh.
Kinesthetic.
Yeah.
Well, it's all the stuff that you're not really conscious of.
No, it's not.
That's
You don't
the
realize that-
weird part.
Yeah. You don't realize how much of it's like, oh, I've memorized, I'm facing this direction when I do this. And it's like, oh, when I'm facing this direction, I don't know where my staff's supposed to point. You've always got that one spot that you're always poking at in class.
I think the hardest would be if there was no clear walls. Like if
Yeah.
you were in like a huge like desert
Oh,
and
that
you
may
have
make-
zero
Yeah.
anything.
That may make it slightly easier, I don't know. Have you seen like the movies where it's just like, where they're training in China and they have a giant wall there and it's like 10,000 people out there training at once?
Right.
The only person you can see is the person in front of you.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. That's very true.
But you have to realize, that's the only routine they're learning. It's like for the entire hour, maybe more. And they do that every single day. Yeah. So everybody, and it's just rote memorization. All right. Are there any questions or anything you guys want to look at?
I think for me, I guess, like you mentioned, like there's like a point where it's like there's not necessarily like moves per se, like it's just kind of one,
Yeah,
and
that's
like
what-
knowing
yeah.
where to speed up and slow down and like that kind of stuff. I
Yeah,
guess
that was
is-
the thing that we kind of worked on at the beginning. That I wanted to
Right.
look at. I want to make sure that we're always running it at least once.
right.
So, I don't really think, I don't know if I gave you kind of a good guide at the beginning on that one. But it just all kind of just starts to, I almost want to say, it just kind of flows. Once you actually start to get it. It's not going to be there's not going to be what do I say? What you want to do is you want to start just doing it over and over. The only way to get that out is to start just doing it.
Because I feel like I'm getting there, but it's like I just don't know like if there are there certain areas that I should try to like emphasize, or should I just try to?
The first thing you should do is try to get rid of the breaks.
Oh, try to get rid of the breaks.
Yeah. So try to get rid of that staggered stop.
Okay.
There's gonna be a lot of places where there's just gonna be a stop. anyway.
Right, and so like that's fine, right?
That's fine.
Okay. I guess that's what I was really asking, is like, because there's certain parts like, like the way here, like that's a pause,
Yeah,
right?
that's a pause, because you're striking.
You
Anytime you're
can't
gonna strike-
flow out of that.
No. Anytime you're going to do one of your strikes, boom,
Okay.
that's a stop.
Okay.
Hard stop. But what we were doing before was like, that's a stop. This is a stop. This is a stop. What's going to wind up happening is that your strike is a stop. You're going to have to start doing this.
Okay.
But it's the only way to get it is just to keep doing it over and over and over
Right.
and over. And the way to do that is you have to do it without the counts.
Right. Yeah, the way I've been practicing it lately is just run the whole thing.
Yeah,
Run,
just run
and
the whole
I'll
thing.
be like, remember, okay, that little piece, okay, I need to work on that the next time.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's practice this a bit. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to run through that beginning bit as fast as possible until we get to that the dragon state.
Yes, sir.
Once we get to the dragon stage, we'll stop. And what we're going to do is we're going to go. I'm going to go a little fast. You should be able to keep up. It's not going to be that fast, but I'm going to speed it up from the way I've been teaching in class. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Can you stance?
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
Begin. Okay. What was fast-ish, right?
That's a little faster than I run it,
Okay,
but like not too much though.
okay, so now,
It's like you have to press it to not lose the form, right?
yes. Here's what I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna run it slow. I'm gonna run it really slow. But I'm gonna run it as if I was running it fast, but slow. Does that make sense?
Like try to make it real smooth, but it's still slow.
Yeah, just watch.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys can follow along.
Yes, sir.
And stay,
Yes, sir.
stand tall.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yeah?
That makes sense.
That makes sense? Yeah, I know you have to do it,
Yes, sir.
but, and it sounds funny when I say, oh, we have to do it fast but slow.
Right, right.
Um,
No, that clicked.
And the only way to do it is like, we're gonna do it fast once, and we're gonna do it slow once.
It was weird though, like doing it the way we just did it.
Yeah,
It wasn't even that slow because there's really no stops.
there's just no stops.
So the whole thing didn't take that long.
No, we're just flowing in between it. It's almost like we were doing everything like just as fast as we were. We were going fast. There's no stops in going fast. But when we go slow, we're emphasizing the actual movements,
Right.
but we're getting rid of all the pauses in between.
Is this a continuous motion?
Yeah, it's your continuous motion. This is a, I want to say this is more of a Tai Chi concept.
Okay.
But when you pulled it into your forms, it makes your forms better.
Right, right.
I mean,
That makes sense.
I'm not gonna go over the 8 important points or the 10 important points for us, because it's not as important for us.
There's a book for it.
There's a whole book for it. Well, there's 2 books, because you have your Neikong and you have your Yang. They each have their own set of important points and their identities, which we're not gonna get into.
But I did notice that when I was watching you do it and watching Mr. Hunter do it, is that it's like the whole head top suspended thing
Oh,
throughout
yes.
too. Like
Okay.
that's another, and like that makes it look a lot better.
This is, I don't know if Mr. Hogan was here for this. The very first important point in all Tai Chi is head suspended. And you've probably gone through that for your Tai Chi. And I've demonstrated this to Mr. Hogan, or not Mr. Hogan, Mr. Nelson, with the safer section. And that is, and anybody at home can do this as well. So I kind of showed off what it looks like, the way students normally do this, the way I do it. It's the way everybody starts off, and that is, when you're doing your safer section, is you're gonna watch the floor. Okay. My form doesn't look great when I do that, but if you imagine that on the crown of your head somebody's pulling on it so it's stretched up, and you do that same exact form, it looks quite a bit better. Yeah. And so you do the same thing here for your staff set. As you're going through, that head will be up. It's fine. You don't have to do that now while you're learning the sequence. It's part of the performance.
But doesn't it also make your, I mean, in an application sense, like it's more powerful?
It's more powerful. It helps your balance.
Right, you're more balanced, yeah. Your route's gonna be
Your
better.
route's gonna be better. Yeah, everything's gonna be better. But as you're learning it, it's also a lot more difficult sometimes for a lot of students.
Right.
And then one of the things we also like to talk about is like when we're learning our weapons is that the enemy's not on the floor.
Right.
The enemy's in front of you. But yeah, it's and
at the very beginning, I'm not too concerned with it, but as we're getting a little further into it, I will start to kind of correct it, simply because it is very hard to have it to break. All right. Line up and bow out.
Yes, sir.
Head suspended. I said, that's the word of the day, but that's 2 words. All right, bow. Bow to advanced, intermediate, and everybody at home. Right. Black set training, master class training, nails. What I sometimes kind of get